In addition to welcoming you, just read a disclaimer. Are you recording now? Okay. So I'd like to all share with you, this webinar is being presented virtually, but it's presented virtually, but it's being recorded so you can watch it again on our website, HNJ.com. You can share with a friend who may be interested. You will be muted throughout this presentation, but you can submit questions by clicking on the Q&A button. It should be on the bottom middle of your screen. We will address questions at the end, and we'll take as much time as we need to address them all. We hope at the conclusion of this session, you will register for the hockey season by going to hockeynj.com if you have not already done so. So what is this program? Who are we? What are we doing here? So just to share a little backstory, Dennis and I founded in 2003. And the way it happened was prior to 2003, I had a sales job. I worked for the Daily News in New York City. Dennis had a sales job as well. Dennis and I played college hockey together at William Patterson. We were roommates, and obviously hockey's our passion, right? I received a phone call from an athletic director for the Newark Public Schools at that time, and they told me there was a team at Eastside High School that nobody wanted to coach in the entire state. They couldn't find one person. So there wasn't a lot of competition for the job. I went to the school with Dennis and told that we'd try it for a year. We were in between jobs, and we coached these kids and have some fun. We didn't know where it was going. At that time, like I said, we were going back to college to finish our degrees. So with all that being said, we met 5 kids who've never played hockey before. They had no equipment, really no experience whatsoever. We were able to recruit enough kids to have a team and play against our suburban counterparts. And we never made it to the third period that year. We got mercy ruled every game. And what that means is you lose by 10 goals or more, and they stop the game. It wasn't the losing that had a lasting impact on Dennis and myself. It was what was said to those kids on the ice after the games. I won't go into too many specifics, but let's just say it was ugly. It wasn't there. There weren't many compliments at that time. And Dennis and I sat down and discussed about our plans for these kids, and we said these kids will never be embarrassed again. You know, we don't know how much better they'll be next year, but they're going to look better. We're going to at least get them jerseys, and that's where hockey in New Jersey started. It was really hockey in Newark with the Eastside High School hockey team. And you fast forward now to 20 years, we're in 5 different cities. Newark being our biggest and our baby, and you know we're always going to be biased to Newark. That's our home. We're in Jersey City, Englewood, Belleville, and Montclair. So through these 20 years, we're so proud of what we've been able to create in Newark. Not only do we have a large varsity boys team, we have a JV team. We have one of the only 15 girls teams in the entire state of New Jersey. And we'll get more into the programming and more of the success stories as we go along. Something that we're really fortunate to have is a unique and awesome partnership with the New Jersey Devils and the National Hockey League, Hockey's Everyone Initiative. And what are we trying to do here? What we're trying to do is create a passion in our children, but give them access to a sport that they, at one time, you know, we were told, no, Newark kids don't want to play hockey. You're wasting your time there. You're not going anywhere with this. Not only did Dennis and I know they were wrong, we know how talented our kids are in this city, and given the opportunity to be able to access the sport, we knew they'd fall in love with it, which they have. I mean, we are looking out ahead, and we're going to have at least 500 boys and girls ages 6 to 18 playing this sport in the city of Newark this year. And we couldn't be more proud and more excited. You know, our organization helps break down barriers of playing hockey by providing participants the opportunity at no cost, the ice time, the equipment, everything. You know, if you're not a hockey person, maybe you don't know how expensive it is. Just the equipment alone ranges from $800 to $1,000. To play in a league or just to learn to play, it could be anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. So we're so excited to be able to offer this opportunity at zero cost to our residents. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that this little program that only had 5 kids at one time has gone on to grow to be the 2nd largest youth diversity hockey program in the United States. And that includes really North America as well. There's a program in Philly that's #1. They have 3,000 kids. We're #2 in the entire country, right here in Newark, New Jersey. You can skip to the next slide, Albert. here's some of our numbers. Two numbers that just stand out that we want to talk about just briefly is currently we have 1,000 current participants, and throughout all of our cities. We've had 5,000 kids come through our program and go on to do great things, and we have had kids go on to get full academic rides to Princeton. And these are Newark kids that I'm talking about. We've had kids go on to play college hockey. We've had kids go on to go to medical school. We've had kids go on to be police officers right here in Newark. And also, those are great success stories, but let me take a step back for a second. After Dennis and I started coaching, we became teachers in Newark. We're still both proud products of the Newark Public Schools. Dennis and I, after year one of coaching, we went into the special needs classroom. We're special needs teachers. From there, I went on to be the athletic director at Eastside High School. I now work at the central office as the supervisor of all athletics for Newark Public Schools. And I couldn't be more proud to be associated with our school district. And I know Dennis feels the same way, who's still a math teacher and a special needs teacher at Eastside High School. So with the 5,000 alumni, what I was trying to get at, and the point I'm trying to make is, I'll flat out say I didn't love school as a kid, but sports is what kept me in school. It was the hook for me. And yeah, we have those Princeton stories. We have those kids going to play college hockey, but we also have the children who were missing 40 days of school. And in Newark, absenteeism is a big problem. And did they go from 40 days and all Fs to straight A's? No, they did not. But through our program and through the consistency, they went from 40 days to maybe 10 days absent to all Fs. They went to all C's. So we're seeing success at many different levels, but it's not just about the success in the rink. It's about the success in the classroom, and we track them and where they go after our program. Go ahead, Albert. So what makes us unique? We'll start with our mission. Our mission is to inspire youth to develop life skills, succeed academically, and create positive relationships through the sport of hockey. We develop well-rounded individuals through three required components. It's hockey training, academic support, enrichment programming. That all sounds great, right? We all read a lot about mission statements. What does that really mean? Why is this so important to us? Well, we want to create a well-rounded child. When you see hockey training, academic support, enrichment programming, mom, dad, I don't know if grandma, grandpa's on here, guardians, cousins, aunts, uncle. What we want to create in our rink is a home away from home. You might, like I am running with my own kids, you might be able to drop your child off at 3 o'clock right after school, and even though they're not on the ice at 5, and they can sit in our academic room and do tutoring and sit with Miss Carmen, who's on this call, and she'll introduce herself in a little bit. You'll learn more about this, but we want the hockey rink to be an extension of the school district and also an extension of your home, where you can drop your child off and feel safe, where they're not only getting hockey, which they love, where they're going to get academic support, an enrichment program. We're going to have guest speakers there. We're going to partner with RWJ Barnabas and, like I said, New Jersey Devils and the National Hockey League. Every day is going to be experience for your child. And what we want more than anything is for them to be more excited tomorrow about coming to the rink tomorrow as they were today. Go ahead, Albert. So why play hockey, right? And especially in Newark, I still hear it from kids. Dennis still hears it from kids. Now, I don't want to play that sport. Kids from Newark don't play that sport. The game's changing. One time it was looked at as just a white sport. It really was. It was looked at as a sport where people played that had money. And, if you look at the history of hockey in Canada, it was the kids that were the farmers that played in the backyard. I mean, really, Canada represents what I would equate to our basketball programs and stuff, how the kids, pick up balls, just play street ball and stuff. That's what the basis was. So it's so cool to see our kids now taken to this sport. And in addition to being, yes, there's physical fitness to it. Teamwork, right? Teamwork. You're going to see kids that never skated before. They're all going to fall down together and get up. But the cool thing about our program is, and anyone on this call that knows Newark, you understand it's broken down to 5 wards. You all have programs in different wards, and they're ward-specific programs. At Hockey in New Jersey, it's all 5 wards we bring together. So it's so cool to see a kid from the South Ward helping a kid get up from the North Ward and vice versa. They're meeting kids from different schools in different parts of the city that never even visited before. And that's very powerful. And that's how you build communities. That's how you build trust. That's how you build love. Should say it like it is. I mean, these kids have a love for each other. God knows we have a love for them. And to the next point, it's about discipline. Discipline is so important because we're getting the kids into a schedule, right? You can't just come and go as you please. You have to be committed to the program in order to get the free programming, the ice time, the coaching, and everything else. And if you want to eventually playing games, you really got to commit. So we follow up on their attendance coming to the rink, their behavior in the rink, all types of things like that. And we're always in direct communication with the families and the parents. Last but not least, I think we lost a little something here in 2023 where kids are playing one sport all year round, and it's travel this and travel that, and private this, and let's get back to having fun. And I think when you walk into the rink, I don't know if anyone has more fun than Dennis and myself and the other our team, because we're big kids ourselves, but you're going to walk into an environment where people are smiling and where it's an inviting atmosphere, and kids are going to have fun and fall in love with not only the sport, but the community that we've built within that rink in Newark. You can skip Albert. And so with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to my best friend in the world, my former college roommate and co-founder, Dennis Rupy.
Thanks, Keith. Appreciate that. As Coach Veltri, I'll call him, as a lot of you know him around the rink, said, my name is Dennis Rupy. I'm also known as Coach Rupy around the rink to our returners. As he mentioned, we started this program 20 years ago. This will be our 21st season here in Newark, and we're very proud of that. I was lucky enough to play hockey from the time I was 4 years old. I come from a hockey family, and I was played through college. And hockey was my motivation. It was my inspiration. It's what really got me going every day. I loved playing that sport. I loved going to school because I was working towards something, and I was working towards someday being a college hockey player. So that's what I knew it took me to be a good student as well as an athlete to get there. And Keith and I, now we're educators. We're more. We realized that side of it much more than we did in the past. Before, it was just we wanted to go play hockey. So now that we're educators, it's very important for us to make sure we combine our two passions, which is education and athletics, and create this unique opportunity for our youth and do this all at no cost, because we want to also make sure this is inclusive, this sport, and it's anybody can try it. We don't care what your socioeconomic status is, whether you're a boy or whether you're a girl, whether you're 6 years old or 18 years old. We want everybody to have the opportunity to play, and that is very important to us because we know what you can get from the sport. With that said, we are in the middle of a relaunch, we like to say, where our programming is changing, and it is becoming bigger and better than ever. That starts with the hockey, which I'm about to explain. And what we did was, because we have an amazing team around us, we were able to fundraise, get a lot more funds than we had in the past, and hire a full-time hockey manager of hockey operations. His name is Albert Gregorio. He is on the call with us today. He played goalie in college. He played hockey his whole life, and he also volunteered for our program for about 7 years. And we're very proud that he did that. And that was one of the main reasons we wanted to hire Al out of all of our candidates, because his heart's in the right place and his values align with Keith and I, and that goes along with the hockey skill. He's a pretty good hockey player, but we'll have him talk a little bit later. So like I said, this program is for kids from 6 to 18 years old, boys and girls. It's very important to let everybody know that this is just not a boys sport. This is also a girls sport. You need no experience whatsoever to try it and play. We will teach you everything from ice skating to the skills that are required to become a good hockey player: stick handling, passing, shooting, and hockey sense is what we call it. So for this season, our dates and times will be to be determined for most kids, because it's based on experience and age. We can tell you right now, our new participants are on this call. Our times are on Saturdays from 9:15 to 10:15, and off an AM, that is, and also on Mondays from 5:30 to 6:45 p.m. It will be at the Ironbound Recreation Center. That's where most of our programming takes place. And that's what we call our Learn to Play clinics. And that's why I said our new participants will be in our Learn to Play clinics. This is our first program where we teach them how to skate. We teach them the fundamentals that I just spoke about that it takes to become a hockey player. And then when they're graduate from that program, they can move on to our other programs that we have hockey-wise. That begins with cross ice hockey games, where our young kids will play cross ice hockey games. We'll have dividers out. They can play cross ice. This is our 6 to 8-year-olds will mostly play this. It's small games where they don't have to skate up and down a 200-foot sheet of ice. They're able to play a game and touch the puck often, which is important to learn the sport. Important to become a very good hockey player is be able to have an opportunity to actually skate and shoot the puck. Because if you're just skating up and down the ice and never touching it, you'll never learn the game. So that's why we also have cross ice hockey games. The second thing that we have is house leagues outside of our Learn to Play clinics. House league is where our kids will be able to play their first games. We called this the Super League last year. They graduated. They'll play games against other teams, which is our inner city games. They'll be able to play Jersey City's teams. They'll be able to play Montclair. They'll be able to play Englewood, and we'll be able to have that at several age groups this year, as opposed to just 2 age groups. Another thing we have is a dedicated girls clinics, girls division. We are just launched a girls clinic this year, and we will continue to do that. And eventually our goal is to have girls divisions where we can have teams, that all girls teams as well as all boys teams playing. And that will be something that's very important to us, as maybe a lot of you probably don't know, is that we actually have a girls high school, varsity high school team at Eastside High School. It's very unique because there's only about 20 high schools in the state who have a girls hockey team. And Eastside Newark, right here in our very own city, is one of those high schools that field a team. And we also just field it in our high school, where some high schools need to partner with another high school to field that team. And we're able to do it all on our own because of the amazing girls we have in this city. So we're very proud to have that. Next, we have their semi-travel and travel teams. So this is something that's new. A lot of our returners will know that they were played in a lot of clinics last year. They did participate in our house league, our super league, but they wanted to play more games. Of course, that's why the kids want to do these clinics. Most of the time, they want to be able to play in a hockey game. So we'll have our semi-travel and travel teams. We'll try to do this at every single age group. We'll explain more when your child is registered on their age group and what skill they'll be part of, which division. They'll participate in advanced training. They'll be able to play in games which will happen at Montclair State University, Menin Arena. And we were proud to say this past year, we did have a U18 team that played in it, and they actually lost in the semifinals and the championships there. We were very proud of them. They came together as a great group. It was a great team, and they came a very long way from the beginning of the year. And they were, made us proud that we were able to go there and compete against all the other suburban high schools out there, and not only compete against them, but do well. We also have opportunities because we partner with the NHL and we partner with New Jersey Devils. We have Hockey is for Everyone events. Our teams travel to places such as Philadelphia. We've gone down to Washington, D.C. We will go over to Harlem. We'll play hockey in Harlem, and we'll play other games throughout the Northeast to play in these Hockey is for Everyone events. And that is something we'll continue to do at multiple age levels again this year as well. Another program we have that we're very proud of is our sled hockey program. So Keith and I, our mission always from the beginning was to make this sport more inclusive. So anybody can try this sport, anybody can play this sport. And that also includes somebody who's physically disabled or mentally, cognitively disabled. So we created a sled hockey team. We do have a sled hockey team, and they did play a game last year. They play against each other, and they also work on their skills as well. That's something we've created, and it will be going on to our 3rd season of having a sled hockey program. We have our USA Hockey goalie-specific training. We partnered with USA Hockey because they have a problem throughout this country on having enough goalies. there's such a high demand for goalies. If you are a goalie or want to be a goalie, your opportunities to play travel hockey are a lot higher than somebody who's not. There are teams always seeking a goalie, and that goes from 6 years old all the way through college at this point. Goalies are something USA Hockey knows that they had to develop. So what they did was they created a program with us. They partnered with us, and they would like to create a pipeline where they didn't have a pipeline before, and that is in our inner cities, where we have amazing athletes, and they know that once they tap into that market, they'll be able to tap potential that hasn't been there in the past. That is with something that is run by Terry Jarkowski. He is our USA Hockey Atlantic District goaltending coach. He runs it, and he helps increase the skills of skating and angles and anything else that is needed to advance your skills as a goaltender. The next thing we have is our summer camps. Now, before I go into the summer camps, I want to just talk about our partnership with the NHL, and prominently our partnership with the Devils, the New Jersey Devils, our hockey team right here in the city of Newark. The New Jersey Devils have been a tremendous partner of ours, and they bring opportunities that come outside of just playing hockey. As a lot of you know, because you participated in it, is we have opportunities where you do something called Mites on Ice. You get to play in between periods in New Jersey Devil hockey games. We get to attend those games. We get to attend multiple games. And that opportunity is just not for the kids. Our parents actually get to go to the games, and as well as their families. Also, we have other events, NHL events, which are very unique, such as the Stanley Cup came to the Eastside High School. A lot of our players had a chance to touch it, spend some time with it, take some selfies with it. And that's a very unique opportunity, because those of you who don't know, the Stanley Cup is probably the most unique trophy in sports. It's something that's iconic and is known throughout the world. So we were given that opportunity because of our partnerships as well. We also get to attend other NHL events, other Devils events, and that can include things that like going to New York City, going to the NHL offices, they're going to some of their experiences that they have there, such as at the ice hockey rinks in the city, where they'll do special events, and we're always one of their first go-to people to participate in those. Now, fast forward to the summer camp. The summer camp is very unique. This is a great experience for our kids. It's another thing that happens because we partner with the New Jersey Devils. Our kids, when they are able to go to this camp at the Prudential Center, it is hosted by them at their arena. The kids get to play there. They get to dress in their locker rooms. They get their own nameplates. They get the what we call an NHL experience by being able to work with their trainers, to work with their strength and conditioning coach, working with their skills coach, as well as having people such as Mr. Devil, Kenny Danico, come and train them on the ice. We've had opportunities to meet Jack Hughes, Dougie Hamilton, Nico Heishier came and met our kids. There's so many opportunities that happen because of that. NJ himself comes down and always visits the kids. They love seeing NJ, the mascot, as well. During that camp too, we had some amazing people come by. Just to name a few is the Paralympic gold medalist Jack Wallace, who came by. He also came by the Ironbound Rec Center. He helped coach our kids. He gives them his perspective, his experiences, his inspiration, his motivation. He brought down his gold medals, showed them off to the kids. Another one is a gold medalist was for the women's hockey team, Amanda Pelkey. Shelly Picard, she actually coached with us for a very long time. She was there present at all of our hockey, girls hockey events, all of our boys hockey events. She was doing it all. We're very happy when she came and helped us. And then also, of course, we had guest appearances by our board member, the president of New Jersey Devils. We're very honored to have him on board, Jake Reynolds, and all-star defenseman Dougie Hamilton. So that wraps up our hockey portion. We'll go to our approach. So our approach is, first and foremost, no experience is needed. We don't care if you know how to skate. We don't care your athletic ability. We welcome all. We welcome everybody to try this sport. And then we'll tailor our clinics and our programs to your child's abilities, whether they're just starting, and that could be at 5 years old, that could be at 18 years old, or if they are a player such as Josue Montero, who is attending Montclair State University and playing college hockey there. We'll make sure that his skills are developing as well. And those programs will be tailored by someone like Albert Gregorio, who is with us today, and our other coaches. Each participant is going to be given their free uniform. They're given free skates. They're given everything for free, and that includes our programming and our coaches who offer this programming and who come here and volunteer with our program to run our programs. They are USA Hockey certified. They're mentors to our kids. We make sure they have background checks. They do go through a procedure to make sure they are vetted. We make sure that they have the same values as Keith and I and others on our team, which is make sure that they focus on sportsmanship, teamwork, overcoming adversity, working with your teammates, of course, hard work. And these are skills that will make them successful on the ice, but more importantly, will make them successful off the ice and help them achieve their goals no matter what they are. And then we like to do this, obviously, in a safe environment. So we make sure our environment is physically safe, and not only physically safe, but it's inclusive. So it's emotionally safe, it is mentally safe, and the kids go there because it's a home away from home. They feel very comfortable with us. They feel very comfortable with our coaches, and more importantly, feel very comfortable around their peers and their teammates. So this is just part of our programming, and I'm going to move on and introduce Pamela Carmen. Another part of our program, like we said, is our academic portion. This is very important to Keith and I because we are educators, and we want to make sure that we develop the whole child, as he was saying, making sure that they're become a good citizen, make sure they become somebody who's very successful in life. And we want to do that for our kids, and we will do it by removing all barriers from this. And this was why we want to keep this for free. We keep all of our programming at no cost. This will never cost you $1. And Pamela Carmen will introduce our academic part of our program, and she is our academic coordinator. And when I say this is going to be our home away from home, you'll be able to drop off your kids. They'll be able to do their homework, and they'll be able to also play hockey there. Pam, you want to take over?
Yes, thank you, Dennis. Hi, everyone. My name is Pamela Carmen, and I am the Director of Academics and Enrichment. Just a little background about me. I am a certified K-12 science teacher and have an extensive background in teaching and curriculum development. Currently, I am a Newark Public Schools 12th grade forensic science teacher and also an adjunct professor at both Essex County College and New Jersey Institute of Technology. Just as a reminder, if you do have any questions at all through the presentation, please put them in the Q&A box and we'll answer them at the end. As Keith and Dennis both mentioned, the academic and enrichment portion of our program really focuses on providing participants with the necessary tools to be successful student athletes, along with life skills sessions to gain new skills both on and off the ice. We're working on developing partnerships with RWJ Barnabas Health to support nutrition and sports injury prevention. We will also be featuring guest speakers to hold sessions on topics like leadership and teamwork skills. For our high school age participants, we will also be offering postgraduate planning to help them succeed in their future. Next slide, please. Upon registration, report cards will be collected and reviewed to identify academic standing and opportunities for support. With that being said, all participants are accepted into the program regardless of current academic standing. Any participant that is struggling will participate in HNJ's Progress Reports program for academic improvement. We are really excited to announce that our academic program will be offered in person at the Ironbound Rec Center. We have a brand new academic room equipped with computers and other supplies for students to be able to gain support. Our top picture on the slide right here is a little clip of what the academic room looks like. Our tutoring, homework support, and life skill sessions are open to all participants. The goal of our academic and enrichment program is to be another free resource for parents to support their children. We're always accepting volunteers to support our academics. So if you or someone you know might be interested in working with the program, please contact me. My email can be found on the website under the volunteers page. Next slide, please. And now I will pass it over to Albert to talk about our website.
Thanks, Pam. Like Dennis mentioned, I'm the new manager of hockey operations. Like Dennis and Keith, I grew up playing hockey. I was decent enough academically, but my true love and my true passion was being on the ice and playing hockey. I started skating when I was 4, started playing when I was 6, and played competitively through college, and still play in a weekly men's league even. I know how difficult it can be to get into the sport of hockey because when I first started playing, my parents were always getting my gear at stores like Play Against Sports, getting it used, and I don't think I got my first set of new equipment when I was in high school. So Hockey New Jersey is great in that perspective that we give all the equipment for free and all the programming for free. And I originally joined hockey in New Jersey back when it was just Hockey in Newark about 10 years ago. I was one of Dennis's players, one of his travel players, and when he asked me if I wanted to volunteer and help coach the younger kids, me thinking more ice time, why not? I emphatically said yes. I enjoyed and loved every minute coaching the younger kids and teaching them the fundamentals of hockey. Fast forward a handful of years, and when a full-time position opened up with the organization, I knew it was an opportunity I could not pass. Now, as the manager of hockey operations, I'm in charge of all things hockey, whether it's the programming, the scheduling, the teams, making sure there's enough players for each team, making sure they're properly equipped, making sure there's the necessary volunteers and coaches, making sure there's a fun, safe environment while teaching them the fundamentals of hockey as well. A part of that is also maintaining and updating our website, hockeyandnj.com. There you can find the latest news and updates of our program, as well as the programs, the scheduling, and any sort of information. There's individual team portals as well. And along with the website, we have a team app. We have an app through Sports Engine where you can register through your players' teams and get notifications right on your phones for upcoming games and practices of your players. Part of this is also updates if there's a change in, we need to reschedule or cancel practices. Let's say there's a snowstorm coming and we need to cancel all programming. Yes, we'll send out an email blast. Yes, we'll update the website that we need to cancel practices, but it'll also go right through your phone. So you don't have to be digging for this information. You can just look at it right on your phone as a push notification. And it's always important to be checking our website regularly to see which programs we're offering and what is going on. And important, and along with that is right on our website, right on our homepage currently, we are taking registrations. It's important to register your players before the equipment handouts so we can get the proper gear ready for the necessary amount of kids, the necessary sizes. And it's important to register them. The first Newark equipment handout is going to take place September 23rd from 10 to noon. Now, if you've asked any questions, we will be answering them now.
Yes, so see Kanye here. So with the sled hockey program, I see Miss Kemp, who's a teacher at JFK and coaches the team. That sled hockey program, what we were able to do is partner with 2 schools from the Newark Board of Education, which is JFK and NJ Regional Day. I know some of the families and kids are on here now, so we could be more proud to have them on here. Dennis, can you see the questions?
I can.
Okay, want to answer the next 2?
Yep. So first, I just like to make a quick comment before I start answering some of the questions that we have here. First, I know there's a lot of our participants speak multiple languages. So I know we have some that are Portuguese first speaking or Spanish first speaking. We will have a table this weekend on Saturday from 10 to 12. I'm sorry, from 9 to 11 at the Ironbound Recreation Center to answer questions. So if you have any questions, we can't answer them today because we're not able to speak to you in Portuguese or Spanish. Please come by the rec center and we'll be able to assist you with somebody who can translate for you. And then in addition, our equipment handouts are also first come, first serve. So Albert mentioned our equipment handout, which will be on the 23rd. When you come to that equipment handout, please get there early because when you're there early, we have more sizes. Your child will get better sized at that time. So if you come late, we have less of a certain size. You may not get a certain piece of equipment that is perfect fitting, and we want to make sure that your child has the best protection when they go out there and play. So-
You have
go ahead.
the one question, Roop. So when does the clinic begin? I'll take the next two questions. Depending upon your age, that's why it's important everybody registers. We're going to break this based on if you're new, your age group, and everything else, and then we're going to create a schedule for you. Dennis, is there anything else you wanted to add to the schedule that you already have? I know we have the Learn to Play already.
Yep. So just I like to, if you are brand new, please anticipate on beginning early October. You'll be getting the Learn to Play session. I know there's a lot of confusion when the schedules do come out. What does Learn to Play mean? And you may receive a schedule and it will say Learn to Play. Learn to Play participants are brand new participants. If you are brand new to the program, no matter what your age is, you'll begin as a Learn to Play player.
Yep. So then we had a bunch of great questions. So what days will practice be, which we just answered. Did you have to commit for a year? There's no commitment. We understand it happens no matter whatever sport you try. Some kids just might not like it. Does it happen? Not a lot, but of course it's happened before. What if your child doesn't take to the sport and the season hasn't ended? All we ask is if your child is 100% sure they don't want to continue, that you let us know and you return the equipment in a timely fashion. That's really the only requirement. There's no commitment for a year or anything like that. It's just what we're here for is to give your children an opportunity to try this sport. Let's see where it goes. If they don't like it, we totally understand. Does the player need to be a Newark Public School student to receive all the benefits of tutoring? If you're a Newark resident, you're a Newark kid, you're one of our kids. So if you go to a charter school, if you go to the public school, if you go to others, if you live in Newark, all this program is open to you. Will there be a tryout for a team placement? Depending upon the teams that Dennis spoke about before, semi-travel, travel, we're going to place your child where the best fit is for them. So depending upon the team, we wouldn't say there's a tryout, there's an evaluation. We'll evaluate your child and put them in a place where they're going to both succeed and, more importantly, have fun. As you get this, we start to create these travel teams and these other teams. Yeah, we'll talk about that at a later date when your child gets to that point. But if you're new, if you've been in our program for maybe a year or two, there's not going to be any type of tryout. More of an evaluation to put them in the best spot to succeed and have fun. So we can register our children on 9/23 when we arrive to get equipment. That is correct. Or you can use the link. I mean, you can do it tonight. I mean, we're trying to.
Correct.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Yeah. So we encourage you to register before the equipment handout. Because what we like to do is make sure that on the registration form, there are some requirements and waivers and stuff. We don't like to sometimes give the equipment to somebody and then, we don't have their information. So we would like you to register before if you have problems registering. So if you're not sure and you need to be guided through the process, absolutely. We will be there on the 23rd. You could register that day and we'll help guide you through that process. But we encourage you to go to our website first. If you can register before you get there, because the registration process can take long. And when there's a lot of people there and we have to register you, you may end up in the line a little later than others. And again, like we said, we'd like to get you in there early, get you out early, make sure you get the correct equipment and the best equipment possible.
Great. Yeah. And then Learn to Play.
Real quick, Velch, you missed one. It says, will there be a size exchange?
Yep. Go ahead.
Yes. So if you are a returning participant, or if you just happen to have hockey equipment from a sibling who played before or from other source, yes, you can exchange equipment on that day. So on the 23rd, if you are going to exchange equipment, you are able to do it. But what we want to remind everybody is if you are going to exchange your equipment, do not jump on the ice. Get into the exchange line, get into the line to change your equipment or to get equipment and stay online, because we don't want people to be cutting lines. We like to keep it organized. And we don't know how long the process is going to take. So if you go on the ice and then you're on the ice the whole time and then you jump off and say, I want to do it, we may be closing at that time. We may be going through our last thing. We may have put the equipment away. Or like we said before, the size may have been given away already.
Yep.
Sorry, Bill.
Learn to Play. Do you have to attend both sessions? Is it mandatory for both sessions, Monday and Saturday? No, if we understand, you know, people work and things going on. If you can make one of those, we do ask you commit to one of those days. If you can't make one of them, we're going to work with you. Are there any restrictions for special needs kids? I mean, that would be an offline conversation. Like we said, if it's a physical disability, we have sled hockey. We have children in our program that are, you know, classified, that are autistic, and they all do very well. We would look for the parent or the guardian to tell us exactly, you know, what may be going on, how we can assist. Like I said, Dennis and I are both special needs teachers, so we do have experience with special needs children. And in fact, that we welcome everybody, and we love to have the special needs children, especially if they're not playing any sports. So please, you know, we can talk offline, come to the rink. But I will say a large percentage of our children in our program are special needs, and they do very well in our program.
Yep. And if if on our registration page is my email. So when you go to register, you'll see my email on top. If you have more specific questions, and we can talk about if you're comfortable sharing the disability and how we can service your child, or if not service the child, because we do have to remember they are putting on ice skates, there are blades on them skates. There is sometimes a safety issue of certain situations as well. We just want to make sure that the environment is safe for your child as well as for the other participants.
Yep. Next question. Can a four-year-old register to the Learn to Play program? Four is a little young. We have a hard. I'll say if they're 6 years old, that's the youngest we usually go. There have been some exceptions we've made when that child has skating experience. To put a child that's 4 out there that's never skated before, that's really tough, and usually not. You know, with the children we have on the ice, it's kind of tough. So we try to wait until they're 6 years old. Can a kid that's already enrolled stay in the Learn to Play program for 2 seasons? Absolutely. And again, once this registration starts, we're going to set the schedule. And once we get the kids on the ice, we're going to see where everybody's at skill level. We're going to find a place where they're going to be comfortable and again, put them in a position where they succeed. But absolutely, they could be in the Learn to Play for the 2nd season.
Yep. And as we said before, we like to tailor the instruction to the kid's skill level and his age level. So we will ask at one point maybe for the child not to participate if he is too good or she is too good. But it is on a child-to-child basis. Yep.
And in terms of how does the attendance work, you know, we look at it just as though like we coach our high school team. We understand things happen. If your child misses here and there and you just shoot us a quick note, hey, we have this coming up, we can't make it for this day, that's all fine. What we're talking about attendance wise is kid that comes once and he's missing for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and there's no communication at all. The key to the attendance for the on ice, yes, we like for them to be there all the time. We also understand this is brand new to them. Families have commitments. The communication is key to the attendance. You just can't disappear for 2 months while we have kids on a waiting list waiting to get equipment, and the equipment's sitting in some house somewhere where nobody's using it. That's really, you know, the key piece of that attendance is that, and just communicate with us. We'll always work it out. Will your program be expanded to other towns like Orange? Never say never, but not at this time. It's only for Newark residents right now at this specific rink. I have a nephew that wants to join the program, but he lives in Harrison. Can he enroll? Unfortunately, he cannot. This is a city facility. We have an unbelievable relationship and partnership with the city of Newark. And one of the things is because they provide the ice to us at no cost, it can only be for Newark residents. Would you be able to donate equipment that our children might not use anymore?
Absolutely. So if your child has been in our program and they have equipment, or for, like I said, any other reasons, any other source you're able to get that equipment, we do have a donation net on the side of the skate room at the Ironbound Rec Center. So if you see the skate room on your left, as soon as you walk in, there's a donation net right there. You can donate in there. We want it to be lightly used. If it's ripped up and torn, you can just get rid of it, throw it in the garbage. We just like to have lightly used equipment so it's still safe and good to use for the next participant. Also going back, because I'm not sure if we answered the other one where it says my son was in Learn to Play in the summer and he has skills. Will this mean he would still be in Learn to Play, or an evaluation will be needed? So We like to make sure we love to hear obviously any parent can come up to any coach and ask these questions about skill. You can give your opinion and say, maybe I believe he should move up, but we would like all of our participants to put their trust in the coaches that are there. We have very good coaches coaching in our program. Have a candid conversation, but we would like you to trust their opinion and their recommendation on when they should move. And when they should maybe go to a Tuesday clinic, which is maybe a little bit more advanced, intermediate to advanced kids. But yes, have them start and learn to play, have them come back. We will evaluate them. And again, feel free to have a conversation with any of our coaches at any time.
Will the rec center be closed for renovations anytime soon? That's a City of Newark question that you specifically can't answer. However, the little knowledge that we do have, I don't think it's going to be closing anytime soon for any type of renovations or work to be done there. Can 7-year-olds play? Absolutely. It's the ages are 6 to 18. I don't see any more open questions. We'll wait for like another minute to see if any more come in. But with that being said, please register if you're curious or don't know. Come visit us at the rink. Like we said, it's an open arm type of program where everyone's welcome. And I'll say this: don't be nervous about it. Give your kids a chance to try it. They're going to wind up loving it. If for some reason you can't register, your computer's not working at home, you're having issues on the phone, we have the academic room where there's some computers. And what we'll do is send an email out, and Miss Pamela Carmen will be in that room, and she can assist with registering kids or helping you register if there's some type of issue. We want to be there to support. When will games against other teams start? That's a loaded question. It depends on the age. But Dennis and I and Albert are working on schedules for the kids who are at that level at the specific ages to start playing these other towns, these other teams. So we will be in touch about that very shortly.
Yep. And we promise you this season there will be a full game schedule. So we like to make sure our goal is to have a full game schedule by November. So kids start beginning to play in actually games against other teams come November.
Yep.
Just going back to the Keith, Coach Veltri was speaking about registering. Again, I want to reiterate on this Saturday at the Ironbound Recreation Center, there will be a table there from 9 to 11. Please encourage your friends, your family, anybody to come to ask questions if they have them there at that time. And we will also assist anybody who has a problem at that time too with registrations. So we can go up to the academic room as Coach Veltri spoke about. We can help them register, and we can get them make sure that they're ready for the equipment handout, which is on the 23rd. Sorry, Veltri.
Yeah. Will there be parking at the recreation center? There's on-street parking there, and it's pretty well lit, and there's a security officer there, and I like to think it's a safe space for the kids without a doubt, and for our families to park. Just to make sure, Learn to Play schedule is Monday 5:30 and Saturday is 9:30. Dennis, Albert, can you confirm that?
Mondays are at 5:30 and Saturdays are at 9:15.
9:15. Yes.
All right, 15 minutes difference. Yep.
9:15. Yep.
And so, again, we'll wait around, but I do have to say and applaud the partnership and the collaboration we have with the City of Newark, specifically Mayor Rajay Baraka, his whole staff, and really the Department of Recreation, the Director Donald Redding has been an absolute godsend to us. They've been phenomenal, and we're lucky to have this collaboration and partnership with them, and they're a big part of why we're able to offer this program to Newark residents. So please know that. And again, we'll sit around for the next minute or so to see if there's any more questions. How long are the Learn to Play sessions?
So it depends on the day. On Saturdays, the Learn to Play sessions are 1 hour from 9:15 to 10:15. And on Mondays, they are from 5:30 to 6:45 for 1 hour and 15 minutes. I see Jennifer has a hand raised. Jennifer, can you type the question if you have a question in the question and answer box? And also, Jennifer, if you want, you can come also again to the rec center on Saturday, Ironbound Rec Center on Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. We will have a table there and we'll have somebody answering questions, and we'll also be able to do that in multiple languages and help people register. And as we can't reiterate enough, please go to our website and register.
Yeah.
So you're getting all information, which will be on our website.
She wrote okay. And, you know, again, thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. I think you could tell how proud and how passionate we are, not only about hockey, but Newark in general and Newark kids. Together, we're going to make something even more special than we already have here. So please visit us. Please register. Give your child a chance to see if they love it. Because we're about to make history here. It's not only about, you know, getting kids to play hockey, but we're going to start winning some games with our boys and girls in Newark. And, you know, from the high school level to the college level to the travel level, we're going to have all these opportunities. And my God, I'm excited. Dennis excited. Pam, Albert, our whole entire team is excited because your kids are beyond special, beyond talented. And we're truly lucky to be able to work with them all. And we thank you for entrusting them into our organization and with it, you know, with us. Thank you so much. Yeah. Have a great night. We'll stick around. Go ahead, Dennis.
Yep, and just real quick, I want to thank everybody, all the parents who are out there who support us. We appreciate everything you do. You're able to help us keep this program at absolutely no cost, and we really truly appreciate the way you support our kids of Newark. Thank you very much. And as Keith said, we can't reiterate how special our kids are. We truly love them to death, and we know their potential is limitless. So thanks again.
We have another question. What day do we go? If you're to learn to play, Dennis and Albert will give you the specifics of that, which is Monday and Saturday, right, Dennis? Monday Correct. Is 5:30 to 6:45. Saturday 9:15 to 10:15.
Yep. And if you are a new participant and still need equipment, you will not be able to start until October. So if you come this Saturday and you're brand new, you don't have we are not handing out equipment this weekend. It will be handed out on September 23rd. From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. will be the first one, and then there'll be a second equipment handout as well. You can see all that information on our website. When you register, it has the equipment handout dates and times, and we'll give out the equipment on those days, and then we begin the new Learn to Play sessions in October.
Right. Thank you again, everybody. Have a great night. Jennifer wrote, "Can I?" I don't know if she hit it too soon. Jennifer, do you want to elaborate, or I don't know if you're trying to ask us something or needed something. It says, "Can I?"
I see Coach Dureski was on this call. Congratulations to our Coach Dureski, who's a new mom. And we also like to say she is our high school coach, and she's doing a great job with our high school girls.
Can my sister play? Absolutely. As long as she's age 6 to 18 and lives in Newark, bring her on down. How do you see who's on, Dennis?
I'm special.
Oh, you got special.
Yeah, I got some. I can see the participant list.
Yeah.
That's right, coach. Getting lots of new girls.
All right. I think we can end it, Dennis.
Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a great night.
Yep, you as well.
Night, guys.